Yo, what's up, man? It's my man J.O. It's your man J.O.
It's your boy B-Zell.
B-Zell. We are talking sports talk real quick. We're going to do a real quick edition of Talk Your Shit podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about the NBA, a little bit about the NFL. So we're going to start off with the trade. The draft last night. It pretty much went according to where it was supposed to go to, but there were a couple people left off in the draft. Lottery. What we're gonna talk about though is the trade by the Wizards. It kind of baffles us because they traded with the Lakers. They got Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell,
and
Pope.
Yeah. Pope.
They got Pope, and they traded away Russell Westbrook and 2 second-round picks. They got a first-round pick, but later on they traded the first-round pick, and I'm not sure about that. What did they trade it for, B?
They traded for. You talking about the 27th pick?
The 22nd pick.
I can't remember. They traded.
But they traded.
But he was a decent player. I'd like to say he was either with the Pacers or the.
I think it was the Pacers because the Pacers got the 22 pick.
Yeah, so it was the Pacers. It was their point guard. And my thing is, let's get to it before that trade. The trade with Westbrook. You know
So Westbrook was traded for. The Lakers got Russell Westbrook and 2 second-round picks.
Yeah.
And the Wizards got Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Oh, you can see it?
Nah, I got it. And a first-round pick, number 22. So initially, I thought, even though I ain't really high on Kyle Kuzma or. I like Montrezl Harrell because he's a hustle guy. He's one of those guys that you kind of need on your team. And Caldwell Pope still got some play in him, but I don't really like Kyle Kuzma. But then they got a first round pick number 22. So I'm okay with that, right? So they had 15 and 22. But then, for some odd reason, they traded the number 22 pick to Indiana for whoever and whatever else.
For Aaron Holiday.
They got Aaron Holiday. I don't understand that. I feel like
they gave up the 27th pick for Aaron Holiday, the first round.
I feel like they gave up that 22nd pick
for Aaron Holiday.
But they could have. I think they could have made something out of that pick
in the draft.
The draft was kind of deep. They had people still there that they could have got. Because I think number 22 went to Isaiah Jackson, which is a power forward, a hustle guy. But I guess since they got Montrezl Harrell, they didn't want to get that dude because he's kind of the same player. But why not go with youth, right? Why not go with some dude that's 21, 22 years old as opposed to somebody in their 30s to do the same thing, right?
My thing is, I'm still stuck on what they got acquired from the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think they could have got more from the Lakers.
What they gave up. My thing is, I always get text all the time. But my thing is like, we dumped Wall's contract, which I understand, and we got Westbrook.
Right.
What they were saying was with Westbrook, we weren't gonna be able to upgrade or anything. Which I think if we dump like Bertans and a couple people, and we could pull a free agent. I ain't saying on the cheap, but a decent free agent. You feel what I'm saying? People would want to come. We were just 1 or 2 pieces away from anything can happen. You roll the dice. Look at Milwaukee. Look at Phoenix. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I lost my train of thought, but at the end of the day, I feel as though what did we give up Wall for? I mean, I know the clean because that contract was very heavy, but like man, this man and I understand business, but this man put his heart and soul in the city.
He gave everything to the Wizards.
He was good
when he was in off the court, and when he was healthy
in the community, active in the community. It was bigger than just sports. I mean, everything he did for the most part, he was a model citizen. I mean, and he gave his all. You feel what I'm saying? He really wanted to retire a Wizard. You feel me? And my thing is, he had chances to really leave here, and he got the max deal or whatever. Unfortunately, he had injuries, but like, okay, we traded for Westbrook. Now, myself, I was high on it because I felt as though we need somebody that can score and could do the all-around game, which, you know, I'm not saying Wall can't, but I just felt
he was at a high level.
At a higher level. Westbrook, and when he's good, he's great. You feel what I'm saying? So I felt as though like that's what we needed because we didn't have a team of scores. We didn't have. It's like when our score. I ain't say scorers. When our score was off or whatever, the team was just like looking around like they couldn't score.
Yeah,
Westbrook could create his own. You know what I mean?
His own shot. He's another one of those guys that can create and get people open from his creation of shots, right?
Yes.
So I'm one of the guys at the beginning that did not like the trade. I always said that if Russell Westbrook come here playing his old game the way he did in Oklahoma City and Houston, that he needed to change to play with Bill, right? Mm-hmm. So I think he changed his game, and I really like them playing together because if you looked at it, a lot of Russell Westbrook's triple doubles came with like 16, 17 points, 15 assists, like 10, 12 rebounds, right? Mm-hmm. So that means he was getting the ball to Bill. He was saying, Bill, you the big dog, right? So I'm a concede to you as being a big dog, right? And Bill got his numbers. Westbrook still got his triple-double numbers, but it was on the good side. He stopped turning the ball over as much. And it led the Wizards into another realm. Injuries held us back in the playoffs a little bit, but like I feel like next year, if we had a whole year under Westbrook and Bill and
Gafford
and maybe even some additions to the joint, we could have been pretty good, right? Because I think Russell Westbrook has gotten to the point. He had gotten to the point where he was like, okay, Bill is the big dog. I'll be the second dog, but I'm gonna still get my numbers, right? But he was shooting a better field goal percentage. He was turning the ball over less. He was getting Bill the ball more, and everything was working. Everything was
everybody the ball.
Everything, yeah, he get everybody. Even when Bill was hurt, you're right. When Bill was out, he got people to rock. He took over the game in another way, right?
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the trade. I liked the trade because, as we found out, of course, that Wall wasn't completely healthy because he had sat out some games. I liked Wall, but I think in the end, it turned out to be the best way to do it. The best trade.
Not to cut you off, but Westbrook brought instant star power. Wall was great. Wall was good.
You're right.
But Wall was... We were on him the heaviest, the DMV. We were on him. Mm-hmm. Westbrook brought the world views. Everybody.
Brought the whole league. Yeah.
He put butts in seats. He said, not saying Wall did, but Westbrook was a star, a different type of star. He was a celebrity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it was big business. More eyes on you, more primetime television, more people.
He got some more primetime television.
That's making more people want to come. Not only to your arena, but come to your team.
Come to you. Yeah.
And the thing is, if you keep people and they believe that you can win, guess what? They will take less money to come win with you.
And here's the thing, right? So I was listening to the people today, the experts, the so-called experts, right? And they was like, as much as Bill balls out, and much as he, you know what I'm saying, he's a teammate, he doesn't really bring guys to the Wizards as far as free agency, right?
It's not an alpha dog.
And that's why I think we pulled the trigger a little too fast on Westbrook because he brings people to play with him, right? Everybody want to play with Westbrook. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. LeBron wanted to play with him. That's why the LA got that trade.
They said he was talking to him 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, that's why he got the trade.
I like the Lakers. That's my team.
Yeah, that's
over there. But
right.
Still, I'm here. I'm home.
Yeah.
And I'm hurt for home because I feel as though only in DC a player can give you all you ask for and more. They bring you here to give you something, and you give them all you ask for and more, and then they trade you the next year.
And then they get out of here.
I don't understand that shit. Like, Kurt, and he played ball, but, Kurt, Trey Turner, and Max Scherzer. You got Westbrook here. I mean, the list goes on, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day,
Brian Mitchell, it's everything, all the way back to the 90s.
I'm not understanding, like, my thing is, we trading away star power. And I understand about cap space, I understand about money and this, that, and the other. But listen, stars bring you more money. They put butts in the seat, more TV, and that's what I'm about, big business. And now, as far as the team, I think now you got a team of young boys. Who are they going to look up to? Bradley Beal, he's a great player, but is he a leader? Is he really a leader? Is he
the dog that we need to bring in other people?
Is he that one that be like,
or is he the piece, or is he the second piece to bring in a big dog?
Bradley Beal reminds me.
It's hard to think about.
Bradley kind of reminds me of a Scotty to MJ type of guy. It reminds me of I don't know. Who name a backup? You got Duncan and you got who?
You got Ginobili.
Ginobili. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of guys. They come to ball. They go ball out, right, but they're not that alpha dog. So I don't think Bradley, as great as he is, he can score. He gonna give you whatever. But he's not that. He's not that leader amongst men in the locker room. He's not that dude that's gonna make you say, man, I'm gonna turn on the TV tonight and watch this guy. Right. You feel what I'm saying? They'll be like, cool, Bradley's going, dude, balling over there. But he's not that guy like over there at Curry. You turn on the TV to watch him.
But see, here's the thing. Like, I think Bradley Beal is so what I think you need in a locker room to be very successful to take your team to another level is you need a guy that leads by example, right? That's Bradley Beal. He leads by example. Mm-hmm. He out there, he play hard, he makes sure that his game is on attack, right? His game is up for every game, right? But then you got Russell Westbrook who demands more out of his teammates. Mm-hmm. He's the vocal leader that says, I don't care if I have a bad night. I'm playing with everything I got every night. And I need you to bring your shit every single night. And it's not just by example. It's also by telling you, tonight, Gafford, Bryant,
whoever, Rui,
I need you to bring your game tonight because I'm playing all out. And I need you with me, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what Russell Westbrook brought. I think there's a team that needs all of that, right? So I think a team needs at least that one person that's going to lead by example, but I need that other person that's going to be a star, but they'll lead by saying, listen, I'm playing with effort, and I'm coming out to ball. I need you with me, right? So there's a leadership factor twofold there, right? So you need the dude that's just gonna come out and just ball, right? That's Bradley Beal. He gonna come out, he gonna do what he gotta do. Because he's saying, listen, you with me, I got you. I know you with me, but I'm gonna ball with you, right? But I need that nigga that is gonna come out and say, hey, listen, Doug, we coming tonight. I don't give a fuck who out there tonight on the floor. We coming at him 110%. That was Westbrook. I don't know how they're going to replace that.
What I'm seeing is when Bradley's off the court, who's the leader? When Bradley's
exactly.
hurt, who's the one to go to?
if you look at all the championship teams, right? Milwaukee won it this year, and Giannis stepped up in a way that I never thought in my wildest dreams he would step up. In the championship game, in that game, that final game, that closeout game, he shot 16 for 18 from the free throw line. He shot 50% or below in all of them series, except for that one game. He came out and said, "Listen, I'm gonna put you on my back, and we're gonna win this shit." But guess who came with him? The silent leader, right? Middleton came with him and said, "You're gonna be the vocal, but I'm gonna show you on the court what's gonna happen, right?"
And
he was a killer. He was a silent assassin. Yeah, he was a silent assassin, though. Middleton was a silent assassin. Everybody gave it to Giannis and said, "Hey, he was the vocal, he was the loud people. He did all the stats." But if you look at it, Middleton was a silent assassin. I think every team needs that, though. If you don't win the championship, you need that guy that's gonna make a lot of noise. That's gonna demand the double teams. That's gonna demand all the attention. But you also need that dude in the background, right? That's gonna say, "Hey, listen, I see you over there, guy. But you my guy. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the big shots. I'm gonna make sure that we don't lose this game. I ain't gotta say it all loud. I ain't gotta be all boisterous and shit, cause that's what you doing. But when it comes down to it, Middleton hit all the big shots in that game. When it came down the stretch, when they got close, when Phoenix got close, Middleton hit the big mid-range shots. He hit the big three-pointers. Yeah, Giannis went to the hole. You couldn't stop him. But Middleton brought his game to a level that you had never seen before, right? And that's why they won the championship. I think every team need that. They need that big dog that's rising. They need that other big dog that ain't making a whole lot of noise, but you know he a big dog because he making some good shots.
My question is still, as of now, like we in the chat, and I was telling the guys, you know, they knew what I was saying. With those are the mics we have in the podcast room, but that mic right there,
yeah,
it was the black ones we were using. But anyway, in our little chat group, we was talking about, you know, I was expressing my concerns and my disdain for the whole situation. And I was like, listen, it sounds good with the person they drafted. It sounds good, and he's good. He's a shooter. I like him. Right. But my thing is, and it's not taking nothing away from the draft pick. It's not taking nothing away from what we have. But when Bradley goes down, injuries, let's just be real, he gets hurt every year.
Who's going to be that leader?
Who is going to be the leader? With a team of young boys, what are they going to do? Draft a bunch of role players? I don't know. Bring on.
It's got to be somebody that's got to step up in that role.
Who do we have? Lopez? I mean, Ish Smith? Maybe, but he ain't backup point guard. So what? How much can he do? How a starter gonna look at him and be like,
"You just a backup, dude."
Dude, I'm starting. Especially a young boy that started, and you an old head and you a backup. Dude, what you gonna tell me? Start first and then, you know.
At least, you know what I'm saying, like, bring the game that you need to bring every night.
So who?
So Ish Smith is a little bit streaky, you know that. I like Ish Smith as a backup point guard. I like him.
Starter.
Not as a starter. He's too streaky. He's too on and off for me.
I mean, and Kuzma, we forget.
He was way on and off. Like, he can put up 30.
He made a tweet today.
Now, the nigga can put up 30. The nigga can put up 30.
I saw the tweet.
But how many times is he going to put up 30 in a year?
I like Kuzma. I do like him, but I don't like that trade. You feel what I'm saying? LeBron seems to love it. So if LeBron love that trade...
Of course LeBron love it. Because he got Westbrook.
Listen, man.
He he got Russell Westbrook on the side of his game where he knows that he don't have to shoot bad shots. He don't have to be an inefficient player to take over the game. So he
I think it's the triple double.
I think he's learned how to be an efficient player with his triple doubles now, right? So he played with Paul George in his last season at OKC. He played with Harden in his one season at Houston. He played with Bradley Beal. So right now, at this point in his game, he knows he ain't gotta be shooting 12 or 30 to show that he a big dog, right? All he gotta do is get 17.
All you have to do is be efficient.
Shoot 6 or 13.
Efficient.
Get 12.
He ain't gotta be spectacular.
Assists.
He don't have to be spectacular. It still looks spectacular. Yes. And like I said, and then so I'm in another group. They was like, well, why the fuck did we get rid of Wall? And that's what I said to him. My initial comment last night. Like, it has everything to do with Wall, but nothing to do with Wall. Or should I say, it has nothing to do with Wall, but everything to do with Wall. And people like, Wall not even thinking about Wall. I get all that. But I'm saying, look what we gave up for. We disrespected Wall's legacy. We took a man that gave his heart and all, Mr. DMV, Mr. DC, everything.
Yeah, because he was on the club, baby. He was on the club, baby.
We traded him away for a 1-year rental.
He loved the DC life.
But listen, we traded
1-year rental.
We traded this man, this legacy, this history away for a 1-year rental.
Yeah.
And we sent him over there to that damn team in Houston.
To the abyss.
Yep.
Sent him to the abyss.
Somebody said they should buy out Wall's contract and just bring him back on the cheap.
I don't think he'll.
I don't think his pride was like, man,
I don't know if he want to do that though. Like, I don't know if he'll be the same Wall if he came over like that. I mean, I like the idea of him playing for the Wizards. I think he should be a Wizard.
Finish his career.
I think he should have been a Wizard for life. If I had known that this trade was gonna turn out this way, I would say we should have kept Wall.
Yeah, and I was this close to buying a Westbrook jersey. But
I like Westbrook.
Let me explain something to you. Let me say this to you. Right now, if Bradley Beal is not playing, what's gonna make you want to go see a Wizards game? What's gonna make your little kid say, I want to go see the Wizards play tonight? What's gonna make them put that on TNT tonight? Avia? Is it Avia?
Danny Avia?
I like him.
I like him.
But
he's not a star yet.
Not yet. Maybe a year or two from now.
I don't even like the pick that they got.
Yeah, not a star yet.
He's not a star. He can shoot.
Now, we'll address this. We're going to have this conversation again.
Yeah.
From 7:31, we're going to do it again November 31. If COVID will probably be masked up in this motherfucker. But we're going to have this conversation and check back in. But right now, I don't like the trade because the simple fact of the matter is I love DC getting primetime games. I love people checking out our city because when people start checking out our city, we got so much to offer here. And
the nation's capital.
When you got people checking on us, then you start noticing the artists, you start noticing the businesses, you start noticing everything going on when you start bringing that star power here. You put people in this, ain't nobody, man, you get to the game, have the, man, come on, man. And I was supposed to get courtside seats this year. Shout out Alicia. You know what I mean? But, you know, what's gonna make me? I'll still take the ticket, but I'm just saying, like, but
this is a basketball. It's a good experience.
It's not nothing to make me.
What's that? So we're gonna start out next year with I don't know who at point guard. Bradley Beal is number 2. Probably Ivy at number 3.
It's too early to look at that.
I want to see Gafford. I want to see Gafford play more. I love Gafford. I love his energy. I love his playmaking ability as far as like getting on the boards, getting he don't have to have the ball in his hands to impact the game. You know what I'm saying? I love that dude. I think that was the best. I think that was the best trade they made all year. I love the Westbrook trade when we got into the playoffs and he did his thing once he calmed down and figured out what he was doing. I loved it. But the Gafford trade was the biggest trade we made all last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can disagree with me, but the Gafford trade, it was the coach holding back. If the coach, he was like the most efficient player.
But here go the thing.
One of the most efficient players in the league.
Here go the thing.
When he got to the Wizards.
But wait a minute. But here go the thing, though. That was the chemistry that him and Westbrook really had.
Yeah.
Westbrook was throwing that thing to him. Bradley wasn't throwing it to him like that. It was cool, but it wasn't like him and Westbrook. That 1-2 thing. That remind me a little bit of Walls and what's the name? What's the food we used there? Gortat.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have killer pick and roll game, but I like their chemistry. Westbrook had with him, but the thing is, I mean, Kispert gonna be cool.
I like the pick. I mean, I feel like
I know one thing and not to cut you off, I know one thing. Baton's gonna be looking over his shoulder if they don't trade him.
Yeah,
because Kispert coming.
I feel like,
and they need to trade him anyway.
I don't know why they did it, but I feel like they should have kept that number 22 pick, brought in another young guy, another shooter, or a versatile guy that can just get on the court and do it. Like, we need somebody that can come off the bench and just can make his own offense.
Yeah, and my thing is,
and if he can come off the bench and make our own offense, I mean, dog, are you serious?
Here's the thing. In the playoffs, the Wizards it's something that the Wizards didn't show me how to make. The coach didn't know how to make adjustments. 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, he was hard on that.
That it was a bad matchup, and he told me, Joey told me that it was a bad matchup in the beginning. It was a bad matchup because Philly was too big for us. Their players, their starters, and our starters, they were too big for us. It was a bad matchup. We could have played the Hawks better than we played Philly. Even though Philly was the number 1 team, I get it. But the Hawks, we could have played the Hawks better than that. I think we would have played Milwaukee better than we played Philly. I just think Philly was a bad matchup for us.
I think Gafford would have been a nuisance. I don't know. He can listen. Not many people can stop Giannis, right?
Yeah.
But there's been a proven method to try to stop Giannis, to slow him down, right? So Toronto, when they won the title, they had a strategy that slowed down Giannis, right? Miami last year in the bubble, they had a strategy to slow down Giannis. Both of them teams won. Both of them teams figured it out, though. I don't know if he figured it out because I don't think anybody this year played the same strategy, right? So Nets were hurt by injuries. They lost their big 3. They lost 2 of the big 3. They lost Kyrie first game, second game, something like that. They lost Harden basically the first game after 37 seconds. He tried to come back and play.
Nah, he was.
He left to Harden, but he wasn't the same person.
He shouldn't even been on the court.
He shouldn't have been on the court.
My thing is,
they made it a 7-game series though with that, right?
But they shouldn't. They shouldn't. The thing is, let's be clear. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Not to take nothing from Milwaukee or Phoenix. They both ball. Milwaukee was the number 1 seed a year ago. But let's be clear. And y'all can say what you want to about LeBron and all that. A healthy Lakers team would have beat that Phoenix team. Now, it wouldn't have been no sweep. But a healthy Lakers team would have beat that Phoenix.
And I think I agree with that. I also think a healthy Nets team would have beat.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's be clear. It was a two-team race to see who was going to win.
And let me say this real quick. Milwaukee probably had the deeper team than the Nets overall. But if you had them 3 stars,
they would just have.
If you had them 3 stars,
even if you
healthy. It would have been a contest.
Start going into your rotations and then have all the stars on the court at one time.
Because see, here's the thing: when you got 3 stars, you can make sure that 1 star
is on the court at all.
Is on the court.
I mean, but they had players. They still, even the 3 stars. You gotta understand, they still had Blake Griffin. They still had your boy, the dude. What's his name? The Duncan, the other dude that played with
DeAndre.
They still had players that.
They had players.
They still had people that could.
I just think
that can play play when you don't have them starters on the court,
Yeah.
but you have one and you
But
have
you got,
three.
but the thing is, like, they honed in on their stars so much, right? Joe Harris. So what happens is, if you don't have if you don't have them stars, you don't have 2 or 3 stars, right? Joe Harris gotta elevate his game, right? And then the young guy they had, Claxton, he gotta elevate his game. They elevate their game to a place where they can still win, right? And I can understand that they're young. They're young. So even if the Nets had 2 of their stars at full health, they could have beat Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't have that opportunity. And big up to Milwaukee. Shit. Listen, it don't matter what you have.
Whatever.
It don't matter whatever people have.
It's not taking up to the win.
It is. You have to have. It don't matter what it is that you have. You have to have a little bit of luck and a little bit of star power
And you gotta be
to get
healthy.
to the championship. And you gotta be healthy. And you gotta be
The
healthy.
healthiest teams sometimes make it to the end. I ain't
They
know
got
what
it. And the 2 healthiest teams this year, guess what? Was in the finals. The 2 healthiest teams this year was in the finals. Going into the finals, Phoenix got hurt with some of their bench players, but they was healthy. Most of their stars were healthy. All of Milwaukee was healthy because Giannis came back, which was crazy to me. Because when I saw the injury, I thought Giannis was done for the playoffs. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw that dude go, I was like, I don't know if that dude coming back. But he came back and he played a crazy series. He carried Milwaukee. But I cannot go without saying that Chris Middleton played his motherfucking ass off in them finals.
I mean, you had a couple people. You had Portis that was balling.
Portis balling, fan favorite.
Lopez did good. Lopez
Yeah,
just
and those dudes hit big shots. At times we was like, damn, them niggas hit big shots. Phoenix ain't got a chance. If they keep hitting them shots like that, Phoenix ain't got a chance. Because Giannis was on his game. Middleton was hitting mid-range and threes. But when you get into tough times and they can't get a shot off, you got Portis hitting shots. You got Lopez hitting shots. You got Forbes hitting shots. And they're hitting big shots. They're not hitting just regular shots. It reminded me of the Toronto team when they won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you had Van Vliet hitting big shots. Yeah, Lowry hitting big shots. Yeah, they was carried by Kawhi that year, but they had people making big shots.
People came to play, but
I think that's when you gotta give respect to people like Big Shot Bob. Yeah, Robert Horry wasn't a staple of any team that he played with, but he didn't get Big Shot Bob for no reason. He hit big shots in them games to help them win championships. You know what I'm saying? So when you got people hitting hit championship type shots, it's hard to beat you. And I'm talking about from people that you don't expect to hit them big shots. Like Milwaukee had, like you said, Bobby Portis. They had the white boy hitting shots. They had Middleton hitting shots. They had a lot of people hitting shots that you be like, damn, I'm gonna live and die with that, but we died with that. Because they hit shots. And it was on. Big ups to Milwaukee. They came as a team and they beat the Phoenix Suns as a team.
yeah, I mean, enough of them. They got their championship. I mean, that's over with.
I just feel like Giannis need to evolve a lot more to be.
Yeah, I don't care about them. I care about what we have here, and we lost Westbrook.
Yeah.
And I just feel as though that was stupid. I understand all the intricate shit that they were talking about, but like, I'm going by the eye test.
salary cap and
The eye test is stars bring stars.
But here's the thing.
In today's league, in today's thing, you have to have a super team to win. Unless, and I don't like it. I do not like it. But in order, you're not going to play LeBron them with starters on the bench. You're not going to play what, even though, now you think about it, the first Golden State team that won that chip, I respect that team. But then they got loaded. They had starters on the bench. They had starters on the bench that could start on teams. And my thing is LeBron the same way. His teams. You talk about the Brooklyn team, and it's cool. It looks good for TV. Play 2K. It's cool. But what I'm saying is, when you got them loaded teams, all these other teams are playing for what? Second, third, fourth. They're competing to play for second, third, or whatever. Right now, the Wizards did the same shit, and what they're gonna do is like I said, they're gonna finish what again? Seventh, eighth seed. I mean, I can sit here off the top of my head and not think hard. And I can name the teams that's better. I can name 6 teams that are better than the Wizards in the East right now. And I can start it right now. We'll start with the champs, Milwaukee. We can say Brooklyn. I'll say the Knicks. I'll say Miami. I'll say Atlanta. I'll say Boston. I'll say Philly. That's 7 teams that's better than what we have right now. Yeah. So right now we're playing 7. You know what I mean? Luck up, play 6. We're still in that 14 to 20 draft pick purgatory that we're gonna be in, and we're gonna get the same type of player.
So my question to you is, now that we've gotten rid of Westbrook, right? Do you think we should trade Bill, right? And try to get a haul for him, and then maybe just go into a youth movement.
Dude, I got nothing. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know.
Or should we just like continue to build, or continue to try to build around?
What are we doing? But really, honestly, what are we doing? Do they even know what are we doing? We don't know what we doing. I got nothing. Because
so I'm hoping they pull it. I'm hoping
they're doing what?
I'm hoping they got some.
They play for good 2 or 3 good years and then they trade them off.
I'm hoping
somebody to win a chip.
Right.
I mean, what are we doing here? Like for real?
We've done it with.
I feel like
Bill Wallace and Richard Hamilton. They were the Phoenix. I mean, they were the.
I mean, so many teams, so many people you can name.
Detroit.
You can name so many people. Weber. You can name so many people. But what I am saying, like, listen, what they do is for the. Jesus Christ, I feel like
for the love of you.
I feel like the black Danny Rue. You know what I mean? Listen, and you might think I'm overreacting, but what do? They let a player build up. Not even get into baseball. I'm not even a baseball fan like that, but I look at that and I'm like, what are you doing?
You trade away 2 of your best players.
But here you go. You do this. You in basketball, wait a minute. In basketball, you're trading away your key pieces to say rebuild. Now, the thing is, rebuild is when you know that it's all the beginning of the end. How do you rebuild? Why would you trade away Westbrook? You're trying, I thought the end goal was to get a championship. Not a dynasty. Not 3, not 4, just one. Not just one, right? It's hard to get one now. Because of the era of the super teams, it's hard to get one. You need one. All you got is next year. Period. You can't look for the future because now that players have power, they can opt out, they can trade, where they want to go.
They sign a contract where they make sure they opt out to where
your plan might not be their plan. So you got to think about this shit. If you only got one night, 1 year, okay, you lock Westbrook in. You say, look, we got this new coach. Listen, let's try it. We're going to run it back with what we had. We like what we had. Let's run it back. We're going to get a couple free agents. Fuck it. We're going to be a dad. Fuck it. I mean, at the end of the day, we only had 1 year. And it might sound stupid, but let's just be real. Anybody building dynasties? KD went to Golden State. He got his chip. Two chips.
And left.
And he was like, look, okay, I did it with y'all. Now I'm going to do it without y'all. You look at LeBron. LeBron went back to Cleveland. They stacked the team again. He was like, okay, y'all I got you one. The next year, we doing the same old shit. We got a team, but it's not You, Frank. I'm going to LA. I want a bigger TV market.
Yep. I want more money.
You look at your boy Jimmy Butler. He was up there in Minnesota, was he, or whatever? He really damn near didn't want to play. Fuck that. I want to go to Miami. Look at Kawhi Leonard. You look at all these people. You might have a plan to keep them, but this ain't the old days, man. People are leaving. So what I'm saying is, you only have next year in today's basketball. So you got to make it work. And I'm telling you, next year you cannot line that Wizards team up against Brooklyn.
No.
And in 3 years we'll be good. We'll be a dynasty. By that time they'll be done built a super team over there. What's the name would it be? Ben Simmons would be teamed up with
LeBron, maybe. You don't fucking know. You have no idea.
LeBron still building teams at 45 years old.
Or maybe they get him over there to replace LeBron.
Durant. Hopefully, we still live on this prayer. Durant might want to come to DC and say, look, I'm going to bring a chip to DC because y'all can't seem to get it fucking right down there. I'm going to come down there and I'm going to call a couple of my boys and say, let's go play at DC. That's the only way. Because right now, y'all idiots not getting it right. You're trading people off. I don't know the future. I don't know. This shit is crazy, man.
It is crazy.
You only have 1 year. It's no such dynasties no more. As great as Golden State was. As great as they were. And they're still a playoff team, but what? They're fighting for a 7th seed now? I mean, they'll be healthy next year, but let's just be real. And are they going to beat the Lakers in the 7-game series?
Probably not.
Are they going to beat Phoenix in the 7-game series? Are they going to beat Chris Paul with, Booker and those boys down there in the 7-game series? They might go toe-to-toe with them. I don't know if they're going to beat them. Because if one of the players go down out of them, they're not going to beat them. I don't think so. Are they going to beat Utah? Utah on the rise. Are they going to beat Denver? I mean, it's loaded over there. You feel what I'm saying? What's going to happen with the Clippers? Would they beat the Clippers? I mean, so what I'm saying is, and this was a great team. They got what? How many chips? Golden State.
They have 3.
They got 3 trips. Do you think they're gonna get any more? Really?
So I feel like here's the thing, right?
Curry gonna be like, man, I'm ready to go play with my brother.
Right. I feel like Golden State has a chance to get back to the starter, but they got to make sure they make the right moves to keep Steph Curry happy. To keep.
They're not. But see, the thing is, let me explain something to you. Listen, I wasn't a Golden State fan, but I was a fan of the game. I like what them boys did. I do, but I wasn't a Golden State fan.
Oh no, I mean, but their first championship, they built it the right way.
Yeah, they did. Mark Jackson did it the right way. But listen,
that's a whole other conversation.
But what I want to say is this with that thing. Even if they get back to what they were, the difference was Golden State had Iguodala. I can't even say his name.
Iguodala.
They had him.
They had role players that played really well.
That could come off. You feel what I'm saying? And they had those. They don't have those no more to do that. These role players are going to jump on LeBron or
Can I say something real quick though? Listen, I can't remember who he got drafted by, but that dude Mitchell from Baylor,
the defensive dude.
That dude, he's a dog.
Yeah, he. I like it because
they say he reminds them of Mitchell from
didn't he go to
Utah?
Didn't he go to Detroit?
I don't know where he went. I can't remember. It was Orlando. I can't remember.
Yeah, it might have been Orlando.
But what I'm saying is to you, Davion Mitchell from Baylor is going to be a dog. He got that dog mentality.
But we're not talking about them.
I know. I'm just saying.
The Wizards and what we got going on.
I know. I understand.
I don't care about Mitchell.
I
don't want him to be nothing. I want him to fall apart. No, I don't. But I'm just saying, right now, I care about the team that's on this hat. I put like this. I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm bitter about Westbrook leaving. That goes to tell you how deep this shit is here in the DMV and how bad I want them to win.
Right.
I want DC. I want it for DC. It seems like we want it more than they do. You know what I
And
mean?
that's what it seems like, right?
Yeah, it seems like we want it more than they
It
do.
seems like we want a championship right now more than they want the championship.
I don't understand what
We had a right now. We had a right now plan.
Listen, we had
When Westbrook came, we had a right now plan.
Bill, you had the dominant backcourt. You had an upcoming young boy, 2 young boys. You got Rui. I think Thomas Bryant being healthy, he could stretch it.
And Gafford is nice.
I think I like the.
Gafford is the dude
What's the
that you
name
want
of
on
the
the
rookie
team.
from last year?
Avia.
I thought he gonna be a dog, but we had enough pieces, and we add one more, like how we did with Paul Pierce and pulled a Paul Pierce in there, or pulled a forward that just go. And I ain't talking about no straight defensive. For we got that with Gafford. I'm talking about right now a forward that can just score and that can stretch the floor. And that would be a leader amongst. Well, we don't need a leader amongst men if we had Westbrook and we still have.
We just need somebody that's gonna get. We need a dog. So I feel like if we had kept our team this year, Gafford would have been that dog that we needed, because in the limited minutes that he played last year, because of the coach, he still was a dog. I mean, he still brought up numbers that you was like, he's one of the most efficient players in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that type of player, especially on the inside, that can just get rebounds, get up buckets, that don't need the ball. And Gafford was that dude. So you telling me, if you brought in somebody like, so let's say they said, we're going to take this 15 pick, right? And trade it for somebody that's going to complement Gafford, Bill, Westbrook. I would have liked that better than trading off Westbrook. I would have liked that way better than trading off Westbrook. Because you could have got a dog in there that said, with that 15 pick, you could have got a dog in there that said, hey, listen, I'm with you guys, and we're going to make a run. It might not have been a championship run, but it's been a deep playoff run.
The thing is, you win games. If you win playoff games, you put butts in seats. You get more TV time, and you get more people looking at you saying, hey, I like what they doing over there. I like what them boys doing over there. Guess what? I'm going to take less money, and I'm going to go over there and play with them boys, because I think we can get a chip over there. Mm-hmm. I like that coach.
That's how people That's how teams build teams.
You think they can afford all the people? No. They be like, look, I'm going to take less. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to play this 1 year, and I'm going to get me a chip. Westbrook going to get him a chip. Yep. And it ain't over with. They say rumors is Kawhi Leonard thinking about it. And I'm just going to be real with you, man. Like, what are we doing? We stacking young boys, so then by the time they get in their prime, they opt out and say, look, I don't want to be here.
Exactly.
I'm going over there. So we grow them, we raise them, people fall.
And we let them go.
And we let them go. And that's what it is. So I think, wrap your shit up. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're going to revisit this back in November. Up in November and see
where we at.
I'm not part of the Talk Your Shit podcast. I am.
Yes, he is.
I am.
Yes, he is.
I help promote it and whatever.
He is the behind the scenes.
Yeah, the regular show and the showcast. This is not just like them. They will be back in effect coming up next week.
Yeah.
This is just something we gonna do time to time. Talk about sports, kick it.
But listen, listen. We gonna come on here from time to time, talk sports and just have some different shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got the Talk Your Shit podcast, the regular members, and we talk some serious topics, so please tune in. We talk about racism, we talk about bullying, we talk about relationships, we talk about everything under the scope. Mm-hmm. But we'll do this from time to time with my man Bezel, talk sports, and get down and dirty, you know what I'm saying? Get to the thick of things, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you tune in. You never know when we going on. But make sure you tune in. If not, go to the Talk Your Shit podcast fan page. Follow that shit. Watch the videos. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
We talk about everything. So, We appreciate y'all listening.
Next time we come on, we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk about a lot of shit.
We're gonna touch on Fitz Magic and Fitz Tragic.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the NFL.
Input before they start kicking off.
We're gonna talk about the beginning of the NBA season. We're gonna talk about what we doing, what's going on with the Redskins. Well, I'm sorry, the Washington football team. We're gonna talk about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you tune in for the Talk Shit podcast, for everything that we doing. We appreciate y'all for listening. Come through. Listen, we got an open forum. If you want to come through one night while we talking about some serious shit, if you want to come through one night when we just hitting sports,
we're going to give y'all that cash.
We're going to get everything.
So y'all can donate $1.
If you want to donate $1, hey, you will take it. We will take it. If you want sponsors, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
We'll promote your business, your brand.
Yeah, we do all that.
Not only on the show, but on social media.
Yeah.
24/8
studios.
All that.
That's what we doing.
You know what I mean?
So make sure you tune in. We appreciate you. T-shirts,
websites, all that.
We got all that. So make sure you tune in. We going up again Thursday. And make sure you tune in, man. We got everything. We got everything set up. So make sure you tune in. Thank y'all very much. And we out for tonight.